You stand on a precipice of rust and promise. Below you lies the nocturne bazaar, a city-sized market sprawling under twin moons. One moon is a serene silver. The other bleeds a soft, violet light. Their glow paints the alleyways in hues of dream and danger. You see chrome spires pierce the starless void. Holographic advertisements shimmer and dance. They promise everything from synth noodles to immortality. It seems one is slightly more expensive than the other. You smell exotic spices and superheated plasma. The air hums with 1,000 languages. Whispers of deals done in darkness mix with laughter. A marketplace at the edge of the known galaxy. This is where fortunes are made, or lost forever. Tonight is different. A new commodity has arrived. Something impossible. Something stolen from the heavens themselves. You watch as a procession moves through the crowd. Hooded figures guard a levitating stasis field. Inside, a miniature sun burns with quiet fury. It is no bigger than your fist, yet it holds the power of a newborn star. The light it casts is warm and golden. It feels ancient. It feels alive. This is the first of the stolen suns. Its arrival sends a ripple through the market's core. The shadows seem to deepen around it. Faces you cannot see watch from grated windows. Every eye is fixed on the impossible prize. You feel the shift in the air. Greed is a palpable thing here, a physical force that pulls at your own resolve. The procession stops at the center of the Grand Plaza. A dais of polished obsidian rises to meet them. The hooded figures place the stasis field upon it. The tiny sun pulses. Its light pushes back the neon glow. For a moment, it is the only real thing here. You know this is more than just a sale. This is a declaration. The old rules of the cosmos are broken. Power is no longer found in fleets or armies. It is found in a cage of light. And tonight, that cage is for sale. A voice cuts through the market's hum. It is not loud. It is a whisper amplified across the plaza. The sound seems to come from everywhere at once. It slithers into your mind. It promises power beyond imagining. Esteemed guests, the voice begins. It is smooth as spun silk. Welcome to an evening of opportunity. A figure appears on the obsidian dais. They are tall and impossibly thin. Their face is hidden behind a mirrored mask. You see your own reflection in their visage, distorted and small. Tonight, we offer a miracle, the auctioneer continues, a fragment of creation itself. They gesture toward the tiny, caged sun. Its light glints off their mask. The crowd falls silent. Every being holds their breath. You see them all around you. The hulking Cathar warriors with their stony hides. The shimmering entities of the Cygnus Veil. Even a delegate from the rigid technocracy. They all want the same thing. Their intentions are hidden behind stoic faces. Yet you can feel their ambition. The Cathar seek a weapon to end their long war. The Cygnus entities desire a new energy source. The technocrat probably just wants a very fancy desk lamp. Let us begin the bidding, the auctioneer whispers. The words echo with a finality. A starting price is named. It is a number so vast it means nothing. A sum that could buy entire star systems. You see a Cathar warlord raise a four-fingered hand. The auction has begun. You watch as bids escalate with silent nods. Each gesture is a promise of fleets and fortunes. The air grows thick with tension. Every bidder has a secret plan. Every plan hinges on owning that shard of light. The auctioneer's masked face surveys the crowd. They are a master of this game. They play on the hopes and fears of empires. You realize they are not just selling a star. They are selling a future forged in stolen fire. Your attention is pulled away from the main stage. You notice a transaction in a darkened alcove. It is far from the golden light of the stolen sun. This deal is made in shadow and silence. It is a black hole barter. Two figures stand over a crate. The crate is not made of metal or polymer. It seems to be carved from solidified nothingness. It absorbs all light that touches it. It is a void in physical form, a portable piece of empty space. One figure is a Xylosian, a being of crystalline structure. Their facets shimmer in the dim neon glow. The other is cloaked. Their species is impossible to identify. You only see a gloved hand reaching for the crate. There are no words exchanged, only a transfer of data slates, a silent agreement for a forbidden object. You feel a cold dread emanating from the box. This is not technology from the known galaxy. This is something older, something that should have stayed lost. You know what it holds. The whispers on the market spoke of it. The crate contains a singularity tap, a device that can drain energy from a black hole. It is a key to unlocking near infinite power. It is also the key to utter annihilation. The Xylosian's crystalline mind projects a thought. You intercept a faint fragment of it. A single image, a dying planet, a world with a fading sun. Their home is freezing over. They are desperate enough to bargain with shadows. The cloaked figure takes the crate. They seem to absorb it into their robes. It vanishes without a trace. The figure then melts back into the crowd, leaving the Xylosian alone with their payment and their desperate hope. You understand now? The stolen sun is not the only prize here tonight. Other, darker games are being played. The market is a web of desperate gambles. Every soul here is betting their future, and some are willing to bet the universe itself. You shift your gaze upwards, toward the rooftops that frame the plaza. You are not the only one watching from above. A squad is positioned on a high gantry. They are silent and still as gargoyles. They are the market's forgotten conscience. Their armor is matte black. It drinks the neon light, leaving only silhouettes. They are the Void Breakers, a rebel cell sworn to protect cosmic balance. They believe no one should own a star, not for any price. You see the glint of their visors. Behind the polished duraglass, their eyes burn. They watch the auction with a cold fury. Their resolve is a silent promise, a promise of fire and reckoning. They are not here to bid. They are here to end the game. Their leader is a woman named Kaylin. You can just make out her form. She stands slightly apart from the others. Her posture is one of coiled energy, like a predator waiting for the perfect moment. Her plan is already in motion. You see one of her squad members tap a device. It is strapped to their wrist. A silent countdown begins, invisible to everyone in the plaza below. Everyone except you. And the others who know where to look. They are outnumbered 1,000 to 1. Down there are warlords and corporate legions, assassins and mercenaries, all of them armed to the teeth. The Void Breakers have only their conviction, and a few carefully placed surprises. It is not a fair fight. For the other guys, their mission is simple. Reclaim the stolen sun. Return it to the void where it belongs. But simple does not mean easy. Failure means becoming dust. Success means angering powers that can unmake worlds. There is no middle ground. You watch Kaylin's head tilt slightly. She's listening to a hidden communicator. A command is given. The squad tenses. Their hands move to their weapons. The time for observation is over. The time for action is now. Suddenly, a shriek pierces the air. It is a sound of tearing metal and fractured sky. Everyone looks up. Even the auctioneer pauses their hypnotic whisper. A streak of fire is descending upon the market. It is not a ship. It is a rock. A comet, pulled from its ancient path. It barrels towards the old bazaar district, the area with trinket shops and food stalls. It is a deliberate act of chaos, the first move in the Void Breaker's plan. The crowd gasps as one. Hands rise to cover faces. Some beings scatter in panic. The comet impacts with a deafening roar. An explosion of dust and debris erupts. The ground beneath your feet shudders violently. Neon signs flicker and die. The plaza is plunged into momentary darkness. The only light comes from the caged sun on the dais and the raging fire in the old bazaar. Panic begins to spread like a virus. Shouts and screams replace the market's hum. This is the distraction, the perfect cover for what comes next. You see Kalen's squad move. They fire grappling lines across the plaza. They descend into the chaos below. Their black armor makes them nearly invisible. The auction security forces are in disarray. Their attention is on the fire. Their formations are broken. They try to restore order amidst the terrified crowd. It is a futile effort. The market is a creature of momentum, and that momentum is now pure fear. You see the bidders' private guards forming circles. They protect their masters from the surging mob. The Cathar warlord roars in frustration. The technocracy delegate fumbles with a personal shield. Their plans did not account for this. Apparently, Rogue Comet was not on their checklist. The stolen sun on the dais continues to pulse. Its golden light is now a beacon in the gloom. It is vulnerable, exposed. The auction has been violently interrupted. And in the heart of the chaos, the real prize awaits. A new sound emerges from the chaos. It is not the sound of panic or fire. It is a voice, a deep, resonant voice that seems to vibrate in your bones. It speaks over the market's hidden comms network. It hijacks every speaker. It was born in the great nebula, the voice booms. It speaks of the stolen sun. It tells its story. The voice is ancient. It belongs to the being they call Elder Ones, a historian and keeper of star science, a legend in their own right. The Void Breakers have unleashed an information weapon, a story to remind everyone what is truly at stake. It gave life to 17 worlds. Elder Ones continues. The voice carries an immense weight of sadness. It warmed civilizations now lost to dust. The narration paints a vivid picture, a journey across millennia, the sun's light touching forgotten planets, nurturing strange and beautiful forms of life. The voice speaks of its capture, how a star-harvesting vessel ripped it from its home, a crime against the cosmos itself. Some in the crowd stop their flight. They listen to the ancient words. The story awakens something within them, a flicker of shame, a sliver of conscience. The bidders look at the caged star differently now. It is not just a source of power, it is a prisoner. You see the Cathar warlord hesitate. His people revere the star-born creators. This story strikes at his culture's core. The Cygnus entities shimmer with unease. Their own history is tied to the birth of stars. This feels like blasphemy to them. The auctioneer on the dais is furious. They try to shut down the broadcast. But the signal is too strong. It is buried too deep in the market systems. The voice of Elder Ones is unstoppable. It is an echo of a forgotten truth. To own a sun is to own a soul, the voice concludes. To cage it is to cage hope itself. The words hang in the dusty air. Legends and warnings awaken in hushed corners. The auction for a sun has become a trial, and everyone present is on the jury. Amidst the growing confusion, you spot a new group. They move with a disturbing calmness. They wear pristine white uniforms. On their chests is the insignia of the Chiron Corporation. They are rivals to the auction's organizers, and they thrive on chaos. They are not here to buy. They are here to sell. From hidden satchels, they produce their own items. Small, glowing orbs that mimic the stolen sun. They are fakes. Counterfeit cosmos in the palm of your hand. Their leader steps forward. His smile is wide and insincere. It does not reach his cold, calculating eyes. "Why bid for one when you can have many?" he asks. His voice is amplified by a small device. It cuts through the nearby panic. He holds up one of the glowing fakes. Chiron offers stability, power for everyone. It is a clever marketing pitch. He preys on the fear and uncertainty. He offers a cheap imitation of a priceless artifact, a quick fix for a deep hunger. Some of the lesser bidders are drawn to him. Those who knew they could never afford the real sun. They see a shortcut to power, a bargain in the middle of a disaster. They do not care that it is a fraud. They only care that it glows. The Chiron salesman explains his product. "Our soul drones provide clean energy for centuries." He avoids mentioning the fine print, the volatile cores, the planned obsolescence. It is the galactic equivalent of a printer ink subscription. You see the auctioneer glare from the dais. This is a direct challenge to their authority. A rival faction using their crisis as a sales floor. The unspoken rules of the market have shattered. It is now a free-for-all. The counterfeit suns cast a pale, sterile light. It is a cold light without warmth or life. A stark contrast to the real sun's golden glow. Yet people are buying them, trading their credits for a pretty lie. Their smiles hide their cold calculations. Your eyes snap back to the central dais. The comet, the ancient voice, the corporate vultures. It was all a multi-layered distraction. Kalen's real plan is unfolding now. A single, agile figure slips through the guards. They move like a ghost in the swirling dust. No one seems to notice them. Their target is the stasis field. The cage holding the real, stolen sun. The figure is small, unassuming. A street urchin known only as Pip. The best pickpocket in the whole bazaar. Pip's hands are a blur. They dance over the stasis field's control panel. A sequence of codes is entered. The field flickers. The containment unit disengages from its obsidian pedestal. Pip scoops it up. It is no larger than a child's ball. The urchin holds a star in their hands. For a single heartbeat, nobody moves. Then the auctioneer lets out a shriek of pure rage. "Seize them!" The command galvanizes the security forces. They turn as one towards the small figure. Pip grins a mischievous, gap-toothed grin. Then they are gone. They dive off the dais and into the panicked crowd. The crowd unwillingly becomes a shield, a chaotic ocean that swallows the little thief whole. This was the first heist. The auctioneer's guards are too slow. They are large and cumbersome. Pip is small and fast. They weave through legs and around obstacles. The security forces give chase. Their pursuit carves a path of destruction. They knock over stalls and shove people aside. Chaos erupts in the alleyways. The chase spills out from the plaza. It becomes a frantic maze of dead ends and shortcuts. Pip knows these alleys better than anyone. They are a creature of these narrow, neon canyons. The bidders are in an uproar. Their prize has been stolen from under their noses. The Cathar warlord bellows. The technocrat delegate looks faint. You realize the genius of Kalen's plan. She did not use soldiers. She used a pickpocket. The chaos on the ground is mirrored above. The thin atmosphere of this moon ignites. Two massive fleets have just appeared. They warp into existence with silent, terrible grace. They blot out the violet and silver moons. One fleet belongs to the Cathar Imperium. Their ships are brutalist wedges of dark metal. They are covered in weapon emplacements. They are vessels built for conquest. And their warlord is down in the market. He has just been robbed. The other fleet is from the technocracy. Their ships are sleek and silver, perfect spheres and graceful crescents. They hum with a quiet, efficient menace. Their delegate is also on the surface, humiliated and furious. The technocracy does not tolerate failure. The two empires confront each other. Their ships hang in the sky like judgment. They were both bidders in the auction. Now they are rivals in a war for recovery. Each believes the other is responsible for the theft. A classic case of galactic, he said. She said. You see fighters deploy from their hangar bays. Small, agile craft that streak across the sky. They do not fire their main weapons. Not yet. The market below is a neutral zone. Firing on it would trigger a dozen other conflicts. But they are posturing. A deadly dance of intimidation. A silent war has begun. They engage in electronic warfare, hacking attempts and sensor jamming. They probe each other's defenses. They test each other's resolve. The air crackles with unseen energy. Down in the market, everyone sees the ships. The new arrivals add another layer of terror. The crowd is now trapped, pinioned between a riot on the ground and the threat of orbital bombardment from above. The auctioneers' organization is powerless. Their small security fleet is hopelessly outmatched. They can only watch as giants fight over their heads. The stolen sun has escalated things, from a simple auction to a galactic standoff. And it all happened in a matter of minutes. The Cathar make the first move. They do not fire on the technocracy ships. They fire on the market's orbital defenses. A lance of pure energy cuts through the void. It strikes a defensive satellite. The satellite explodes in a silent, brilliant flower of fire. It is a declaration. The rules of neutrality are broken. The siege of the Nocturne Bazaar has begun. The sky turns a deep, pulsing crimson, the reflection of warning lights from the warships above. It is a sky filled with doubt and fear. The market's own defense grid responds. Automated cannons rise from hidden silos. They spit emerald bolts of plasma at the Cathar fleet. The bolts are easily absorbed by the warship's shields. It is a futile gesture of defiance. The technocracy fleet repositions itself. They form a blockade around the entire moon. Nothing gets in, nothing gets out. Their intention is clear. No one will leave with the stolen sun. If they cannot have it, no one can. A massive siege threatens the whole market. The factions on the ground are now pawns. Their wealth and power mean nothing. They are trapped under the guns of two empires, empires that are on the verge of open war. You feel the ground tremble again. This time it is not from a comet. It is the deep, resonant hum of capital ship engines. The sound presses down on you. It is the sound of imminent destruction. Panic gives way to a grim resignation. People huddle in alcoves and behind stalls. They watch the crimson sky. They wait for the end. The promise of riches from the auction seems like a joke now. A 5-star review for the evening was unlikely. The light of the twin moons is gone, replaced by the red glare of warships. The neon signs of the bazaar seem weak. They flicker against the overwhelming threat. The entire world has become a cage, and the key is a tiny star clutched in a thief's hand. Pip is still running. The small thief navigates the underbelly of the market, the forgotten tunnels and maintenance shafts. They are heading for a specific location, the oldest part of the bazaar, a place few have ever seen. Following Kalen's instructions, Pip finds a hidden chamber. It lies beneath a derelict power station. The air is thick with dust and the smell of ozone. In the center of the chamber rests a machine, an ancient relic from a forgotten age. It is the unbound engine, a device left by the market's mysterious founders. It has not been active for centuries. Legends say it can draw power from anywhere. Some say it is just a fancy rock. Pip approaches the engine. They hold out the stolen sun. The small star pulses with warmth. As it nears the engine, the ancient machine stirs. Glyphs and symbols on its surface begin to glow. A low hum fills the chamber. Pip places the containment unit into a recess. It fits perfectly. The stolen sun is now the engine's heart, a key to unlock its dormant power. The hum grows louder. It resonates through the floor. It travels up through the market's foundation. Explorers and rebels have activated a relic engine. Kalen's team is with Pip now. They work at the engine's controls. They are trying to stabilize its energy output. This is the final phase of their plan. The biggest gamble of all. The hum promises one of two things. It could heal this fractured place, or it could destroy everything. The engine is a wild card. Its power is immense and unpredictable. Its activation is an act of supreme faith or supreme desperation. You feel the vibration spread through the entire bazaar. It is a deep, powerful thrumming. The lights in the plaza begin to glow brighter. The flickering signs stabilize. The engine is waking up. And it is very, very hungry. The engine's power erupts from below. It is not a violent explosion. It is a wave of pure, golden light. The same light as the stolen sun, but magnified 1,000,000 times. It bursts from the ground and shoots into the sky. The pillar of light strikes the blockading fleets. The Cathar and technocracy shields overload instantly. Alarms blare across their command decks. The ships are bathed in a harmless but overwhelming radiance. They are blinded. Light fractures across the city. It refracts through the market's chrome spires. It creates a kaleidoscope of impossible colors. The crimson sky is washed away, replaced by a brilliant, hopeful gold. The siege is broken by a weapon of pure illumination. Something else is happening. Time itself seems to bend. You see shimmering afterimages of people, glimpses of what could be and what might have been. The engine is not just a power source, it is a reality shaper. Futures clash in the golden light. You see a vision of the Cathar warlord. He is not a conqueror. He is a farmer on his peaceful homeworld. You see the technocrat delegate, not as an official, but an artist. Her sculptures would probably still need to be filed in triplicate. The engine is showing everyone a different path, a future without the greed that brought them here. It reaches into their minds. It exposes their deepest regrets and their highest aspirations. It is a stellar reckoning. The fighting stops. The chase in the alleys ceases. The corporate salesmen lower their counterfeit suns. Everyone is caught in a moment of forced introspection. The light shows them the consequences of their actions. The stolen sun, inside the engine, pulses faster. It is the focal point of this cosmic event. It is no longer a prisoner. It has become a judge. Its light does not burn. It reveals. And that revelation is more powerful than any weapon. The light fades slowly. It recedes back into the ground, leaving a profound silence in its wake. The warships are still in the sky, but their weapon ports are closed. Their engines are quiet. Survivors gather in the plaza. They look at each other with new eyes. The light has changed them. The barriers of species and faction seem less important now. They have all shared a powerful, transformative experience. They begin counting their losses, not in lives. The light harmed no one. They count the loss of their certainty. the loss of their ruthless ambition. The Cathar warlord looks at his hands, as if seeing them for the first time. The technocrat delegate removes her helmet. Her face is stained with tears. The visions she saw have shaken her to the core. Even the Chiron salesman seems subdued. He looks like he might have to get a real job. A new dawn flickers through the grime. The real twin moons reappear in the sky. Their gentle light feels like a blessing. The market is a mess. Stalls are overturned. Debris from the comet crash is everywhere. But the oppressive atmosphere is gone. You see Kalen and the Void Breakers emerge. They are no longer hiding. No one moves to attack them. They walk towards the center of the plaza. Pip is with them. The small thief looks tired but proud. The people of the market are weary. The adrenaline is gone. They are left with the quiet aftermath. The consequences of a night of impossible greed. Some begin to help each other, clearing debris, tending to the frightened. This is the reckoning's aftermath. A city of rogues and hustlers, suddenly faced with their own reflections. The stolen sun showed them their souls, and now they must decide what to do with them. Days turn into weeks. The fleets of the Cathar and technocracy have left. They departed without a word. Their silent retreat was a confession, an admission of their shared folly. They left the market to heal itself. And it does. The market rebuilds beneath the twin moons. The process is slow and arduous. But there is a new spirit here, a sense of cooperation that never existed before. Old rivals work side by side. The old bazaar is cleared. In its place, they build a public garden, filled with strange bioluminescent plants from a dozen worlds. A monument to the night of the reckoning, a reminder of how close they came to annihilation. Hope glows in every new neon sign. The signs no longer advertise weapons or illicit tech. They offer food. They offer art. A notable improvement in customer satisfaction. The market is becoming a real community, not just a gathering of opportunists. The Unbound engine is quiet now. It is guarded by Kalen's Void Breakers. They have become the market's protectors. Their black armor is no longer a symbol of rebellion. It is a symbol of stability, a promise that no one will steal a sun again. The auctioneer has vanished, slipped away into the galactic shadows. Their obsidian dais has been dismantled. The spot where it stood is now a fountain. Its waters shimmer with a soft, golden light, a memory of the engine's power. You walk through the renewed alleyways. The whispers are different now. They speak of joint ventures. They speak of exploration. They speak of building something better, something that will last. The Nocturne Bazaar is still a place for trade, but the currency has changed. Trust has become more valuable than credits. A person's word is worth more than a data slate. A promise renewed is the foundation of their new world. You stand with Kalen in the chamber of the engine. The stolen sun still rests at its core. It pulses with a gentle, steady rhythm. Its light fills the room with a peaceful warmth. Its fate must now be decided. We cannot keep it here, Kalen says softly. Her voice echoes in the quiet chamber. It is too powerful. It will always be a temptation. She looks at you. Her eyes hold the weight of her new responsibility. A silent pact is made. Not with words, but with a shared understanding. The sun cannot be returned to its origin. That system is long dead. But it cannot remain a battery for an ancient machine. It deserves its freedom. The plan is formed. The Unbound engine will be used one last time, not to create a wave of light, but to open a passage, a doorway to an uncharted nebula, a place where a young star can be born anew, far away from anyone with a credit account. The starlight's fate is sealed. It will be given a new beginning, a chance to warm new worlds, to nurture life once more. It is the only right thing to do, the only way to honor the lesson it taught them. The auction has ended. The bidders are gone. The chaos has subsided. But the saga has just begun anew. The market has a new purpose. The void breakers have a new mission: to guard the balance, to protect the light. You watch as they prepare the engine. Its hum returns. This time, it is not a sound of reckoning. It is a song of creation, a lullaby for a star about to be reborn, an eclipse of fate chosen by those it saved. The universe is vast and full of shadows. But here, in this small corner of the galaxy, a handful of people chose hope. They chose to build rather than to take. And that choice sends a ripple of its own, a silent promise out into the endless night.